What's going on, guys? My name's Matt. I'm going to help you automate your fitness coaching business. And today we are going to get started with some fitness coaching contracts. So I shouldn't have to explain, having a contract is super important when you're delivering any kind of service. However, in the fitness industry, it can save you when, clients want refunds or whatever, and they've committed to something. You need to protect yourself as a business owner, and having a contract in place is a super great way to do that. One thing that contracts also benefit greatly is the client that you sign on, they're making a commitment to themselves and they're signing a contract, right? So even though it's your business contract, for them, it's like an internal, okay, I'm finally committing to losing weight or getting in shape. And for them, it's a big deal. So I'm going to show you how to set up contracts in Go High Level, all free, apart from the GHL subscription, of course, and just using ChatGPT to help you out and then automating it. So a couple of things we're going to need to start off with is obviously a Go High Level account. I've got a sub account here that I do some builds in that we're going to jump in and look at today. So the first thing that I'm going to make sure that you have is actually a pipeline. So the reason we're going to have a pipeline for our contract stage is so that we can automate the delivery of these contracts, because you want this to be real seamless, right? So first things first, we've got our sales pipeline here. So we've got lead, booked, sale made, no sale. What we're going to do is I'm just going to edit this for the sake of the video. So top left side, and I'm going to click pipelines, and then I'm going to click on edit, and I'm going to add in a stage here. Or actually, rather, I'm just going to rename sale made to send contract. So sent contract. And then I'm going to add in another stage that is going to be contracts signed. So contract signed. Now, the reason I'm doing this is so that we can, have the first stage be sending off the contract, and the second one actually runs when they sign the contract. It's pretty cool. I'm going to show you how to set up those automations too. So we're going to press save here. And we should be able to open up our opportunities and see that we've got, lead, booked, sale made, sent contract, and contract signed. So the first thing that we're going to do is actually generate the contract. Now, again, this is not legal advice. I'm just showing you what can be done. I would suggest getting any contracts that you write through ChatGPT, looked over by a lawyer. So we are going to feed ChatGPT some really good info and hope it generates something pretty usable. So for this, I'm going to say I'm an online fitness coach who sells the following service. So I'm going to say online coaching, 12-week blocks, with say $3,000 per 12 weeks. And the client gets this, so weekly check-ins, daily accountability, training program, and meal plan. The terms of a refund are if the client doesn't drop, let's say 5 kgs in 12 weeks, provided they complete all the actionable steps outlined in the program, they will get a full refund. Please write a simple contract for this, right? So obviously, if you were doing your own, you would feed in your entire service, and if you don't have your service outlined like that, you should probably do that, because it would help you with your sales and stuff like that. So fitness coaching agreement, this agreement is entered into by your name company hereinafter as the coach, blah 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 blah. The coach agrees to provide the service. The duration is 12 weeks starting on blah 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 blah. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this, we're going to copy it just to the coach and client signature, and we are going to go back into Go High Level. And what we're actually going to do is go into the payments tab. Now, this is a silly place for, GHL to have these contracts, because it's not obvious that it's under payments. We kind of put two and two together, but, we're just looking at this for what it is. And at the top menu bar, we're going to go documents and contracts. So we're going to go into templates. And we are going to click on new, and we are going to go new template. So give it a second to load. You can upload your own PDF. So if you already have your contract, you can just upload it straight into there. Alternatively, you can do it the way I'm going to do it. So this is the template builder. It's a bit buggy at times, so just bear with it. You might have to take a second to actually get it right. But what we are going to do, we've got 2 pages here. I just added an extra one by accident, so I'm just going to delete that page. And we are going to click on the, I'll give you a quick tour first. So on the left-hand side, we've got add an element, which you can see is like text, image, video, table, product list, page break. And those are blocks. And then in your fillable fields, you've got signature, text field, date, initials, and checkbox. With that is basically things that you can fill out, or the other person can fill out when they're filling out the contract. So that's what we've got there. And then on the right-hand side, you've got some settings for your properties. So, and then you've got undo and redo. So all I'm going to do is put in a text block. So obviously it's got heading and add text to your document. I'm going to just get rid of that and just paste in my coaching contract. So this agreement is entered into by your company name. So for this example, I'm going to say my business name is Knock On Automation. So Knock On Automation, right? Hereinafter as the coach and the client's name, right? So this is where we need to start replacing fields. So what I would do here, I would change this just to, oops, we don't want the, I'll get rid of that in a second. We just want a blank space where the client name can be put in. And also we want a blank space for the date, right? So we've got the date here. So what we've got, and an end date, cool. So I'm just going to say ending 3 months after, make it simple. Months after, oh. Cool. And then start date, we'll delete that again, and we'll just put some spaces. Cool. So what I'm basically looking for now is any fields that need to be filled out by the client or, you know, the coach in this situation. So what we're actually going to do, we're going to use the pipeline to populate this. So you don't actually have to go through and fill this out every time. And provided you're confident in your contract and the system and you test it properly, it'll run on autopilot. So when you sign someone, you know, they deliver the contract, it's pretty sweet. One other thing, I often wouldn't call this a contract. I would call it an agreement, simply because it's, when it comes to coaching, having an agreement between 2 people is like, all right, this is what we're committing to. We're both committing to it. It sounds kind of nice. So what we're going to do now is we've got our, your state and country was, say, Australia. Australia, cool. We've got our blank spaces. So we've got coach's signature and date and client signature and date. What we are going to do is start putting in some placeholders. So we've got the fillable fields here. We're going to put this date in here. So if we just drag it and put it here, it kind of goes a bit squirrely sometimes, but we can move it. Come on. Come on. It's on the border there, which is annoying. Let's just, as I said, a bit buggy. So I'm going to put that there. So effective of date, and coach and the client's name goes here. So we're going to click on this, and we are going to put in the text field. So text field goes here. Now, again, you may have to play around with this because like some names are longer than others, and you'll like need longer spaces and all that kind of stuff. But for now, I'm just going to just leave it as it is. So once we have this text box, I'm going to call it client name, right? And to be filled by assigned recipient to text field. Right now, it's just going to be me because it's no other, there's no one else a part of this template. So I'm just going to leave it for what it is now, and it will just leave that blank. And when this gets sent to the client, they'll fill it out. So once we have that, we're going to put in another date. So I'm just going to duplicate the date just so it's continuity between the two. 3 months after, following the training meal plan described by the coach. That's our refund clause. This agreement shall be governed by the laws of Australia. Fantastic. And what we are going to do with these contracts, so you don't have to go through and sign one every single time your client, you know, you bring on a new client. You can download this as a PDF, put your coaching signature in here, and just like have it sent out as one signer only. So we're going to press plus again. We're going to bring date down here again. So date signed is just going to be today's date, and then we're going to do another one and put it here, right? So client signature, what we want to then do is put in a signature field. And if we just make it a bit smaller so it doesn't overlap everything, because when you have your signature here, it'll be there too. So signature, and then I'm just going to put client signature here. Client signature. And that should be all we kind of need to have our contract. So we've got an agreement now, and super simple, right? This doesn't need to be anything crazy, but having this is better than having nothing, right? So we've saved our template successfully. I'm going to give it a good name. So we're going to call it coaching contract. And we're going to just press X, and we're going to press save again. Always remember to hit save on Go High Level, because it is unforgiving when it comes to saving things. So now that we've got our contract, we've got our pipeline stage that needs to engage to send that contract, we need to set up that automation. So the first thing we're going to do is go into automation, and we're going to ignore that. We're going to wait a second, and we're going to just create a new folder called contracts, so that when we create our workflows, they're going to be in here. And we're going to press on create workflow. And we're going to start from scratch. Now, these recipes, there might be one in here for a document completed. Doesn't look like it. They haven't updated these in ages. So we're just going to go start from scratch. If there is a recipe in there, you can use it by the time you watch this. But for now, we're just going to do it ourselves. So I'm going to just put number 1, contract, sent, post, sale. Now, if you remember back to our pipeline, we had a stage that called sale made, contract sent. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the trigger is to be when the pipeline stage changes for a specific contact to sale made, contract sent. That's going to engage this simple stuff. So we're going to go pipeline stage changed, and we're going to add a filter in pipeline sales. The pipeline stage is sale made, send, contract. Then we're going to run this, right? So when this happens, our next step will happen. So it's super simple. What I would probably do is before I actually send the contract, I would update the opportunity. So in pipeline sales, I would update the contact, not the opportunity. So if we go contact, so update contact field, is this going to give us the tag? I want to just do tag. No, okay. Oh no, we'll just use the tag edit field. Stupid. Add contact tag, cool. And then it's going to be sale made, add new tag, right? Because then you can just track all your sale made people. Just good practice. Then we press plus, and then we're going to go document. So we type in document, send document and contract. It's going to then pause for a second from user. Why is it not going to? Because I don't have any users in this account. That's fine. So send coaching contract, send document coaching contract. We're going to save action. Why isn't this letting me? Oh, I don't have a user made. All right, let's just save this for a second. I'm going to go back and look at settings, my staff, and add an employee. So you probably don't have to do this, but you know, it may be the case. Oops, accidentally doxing myself. Let's just go, I'm going to use this email, Matt plus 12345 at knockonautomation.com. That is my email if anyone wants to get in touch. So we're just going to paste that in there. And we are just going to save that user. Cool, super simple. We've got a user now. Now, if we go back into automation and we go back into our contracts tab and contracts folder and open up our automation again, we're going to be able to assign a user to send it from. So each contract needs a user to send it from. So contract, send documents in contract, from user Matt Lamb, there you go. And then template is coaching contract. And we're going to press save action. Right, so what I've done is it's a very, very simple automation. However, when it comes to fitness coaching, getting people to sign a contract can be a bit painstaking, right? So what I'm actually going to do is on the secondary automation is I'm going to actually like have it impact this automation, right? So what I'm going to do is set up some follow-ups. So we're going to wait 2 hours and we're going to send an SMS, hey, did you get a chance to sign the agreement? Right? So this is a reminder 2 hours after for them to send the agreement. Now that agreement will be sent to their email. People get busy, they miss things, they may not jump in and fill it out straight away. We just want to remind them. So wait 2 hours, send SMS. I'm just going to, for the sake of the video, I'm going to copy all these actions and do it again. So now we've got 24 hours. So the next day, send the same SMS. And we're going to copy actual actions from here. And we're going to do wait another 24 hours and send another follow-up SMS. So usually in these ones, I was like, hey, I'd say, hey, just checking if you still are wanting coaching, right? Save action. So we're going to save that, right? So one big thing you're probably thinking about now is I don't want this to continuously send if they have signed the contract. And right now there's nothing to say that it won't continue to send. So what we need to do in our contracts, we need to create another workflow. So start from scratch. I'm going to call this 2.0 document signed, right? So now what's going to happen is this is going to trigger when that document is signed by all parties. So in this situation, it would just be a one-way thing. So it's just one person signing it. They would then be the final trigger for this to run, right? So we go documents and contracts as our workflow trigger, and we're going to add a filter. Filter is template is coaching contract, save trigger. The reason why you want to do this is best practice. You don't want to run the same automation for all your documents, even if you only have one. So in the future, you may have different contracts and you don't want like people to get mixed up and all that kind of stuff. It's bad practice. So for this one, what you're going to do is have the filter be documents and contracts. You're going to add a tag. Actually, first off, I don't know, we don't need to remove a tag. We can add a tag. So first off, we're going to go tag, contact tag, and we'd say contract signed and add new tag and save action. Then the secondary thing we're going to do is remove them from the other workflow. So they stop getting all of the, reminder messages. So we're going to go remove from workflow and not the current workflow, another workflow, and it's going to be contract sent post sale. So what that does now is once they've signed it, they have then been removed from the previous workflow. They're not consistently getting the follow-ups. So from here, you can kind of run whatever kind of onboarding you would like. So you can send a quick SMS that says, congrats, contract is signed, can't wait to get started. Here is your onboarding form, right? And you can say www.google.com, right? So then you can send them a form or whatever you like, all that kind of fun stuff. So if we were to jump in and have a look now, I will run through how the flow of the automation works as a bit of a recap. So in our opportunities tab, up the top here, we have our loading screen. We have our sale made sent contract, which when someone is put into here, it will like move from booked to sale made. It will send off the template. When the template is signed, the automation documents signed is run to then kick them out of the previous sequence, and then it runs through the onboarding sequence. So this is super simple. Again, allows you to put a bunch of take a bunch of work off your shoulders of doing a custom contract every single time. Saves you on platforms as well. If you're using something like e-signature, DocuSign, PandaDoc, whatever it is. Using Go High Level, you're already paying for it. It takes away the need to have other platforms. So make sure you've got your contracts in place. It'll cover your bum. And if you like this one, let me know in the comments below what part of your fitness business you would like automated next. Peace.